ready? Good morning. Good morning to all you beautiful people. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces on this beautiful Sunday morning. I'm Sarah Benson. This is my husband, Doug. We're going to start off with a couple of songs just to get our inspiration moving. I invite you to stand if you'd like. And here we go.
Good morning. Wonderful to see you all. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. I'm your practitioner this morning, Judy Hunt. Nice to see you. Welcome to anyone visiting for the first time. Please help yourself to a packet of information. I see a couple of people have gotten them. You can sign up for our newsletter, and there's a gift certificate for the bookstore. And we have a lot of cool stuff in the bookstore, so consider that. Welcome to those watching online and who will watch on YouTube later. It's a wonderful facility if you can't be here. So we've moved the potluck and the annual meeting again. So now it's on Sunday, June 2nd. So I'm thinking that's going to work. We'll be done with Memorial Day. Hopefully we can all, because we need a quorum to make it work. So the potluck will follow the service. Meeting starts at 1. Everyone is welcome. Members can vote. And we need a quorum of members. So please put that on your schedule. Make sure you can come once a year. We need you to come to a meeting. It's tough, but we can do it. We have Spiritual Circle on 11. Jim Rogers and I are there, and Doug. And it's a wonderful gathering on Zoom, so you don't have to even get dressed. And it's at 11 o'clock on Mondays. And we talk about the articles in the Science of Mind and just generally kind of what's going on for us. And it's just a wonderful fellowship, so I welcome you all. A weekend with Yolanda Martinez has been moved now to, will be June 29th and 30th. That's her drum making. So that is a very cool thing. You do need to sign up by May 15. And Reverend Bonnie Allen Rice's Celebration of Life will be this coming Saturday, 3 o'clock, here at the center, and also available via Zoom. The Zoom invite will go out by email on Friday, May 10th. And looking ahead, our lovely Teresa will be starting a book release workshop on Dennis Merritt Jones' new book, When Fear Speaks, Listen. Sounds like something we could all enjoy. That's usually 1:30 to 3, right, Teresa? That's Tuesday afternoon, starting June 4th. And you can sign up in the social hall. Also, I noticed the row in front of where I'm sitting, we're almost penless, so I'm going to put that note in about bringing your pens from home. We really need them. And wanted to let you know that at the home office level of our centers, they are now virtual, no building. And one concern was what to do with all the items in the archives that were housed in home office. And the answer has been found. All these have been moved to a building on Unity Village's property, that nice campus. So isn't that cool? We're together with all of our stuff. I like it. If you want to learn more, you can go to the Science of Mind archives and see what they have and learn all about their upcoming move. Come on in and, okay, when you're ready. We believe in the power of prayer. We call it spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. We believe that's how we get through life and have things work in our lives. And if it doesn't look like they're working, it's what we use to have us be comfortable with how they're actually coming out. So functional on all levels. We have prayer requests, forms on the back of every chair. You put them in the money place, the money plate, or the God box. So, and I collect them, and I will take them to this wonderful group of practitioners and ministers that meet every week and pray with you on these topics. So we've got your back, and we would also like if you can fill out a gratitude form and tell us how this prayer is working in your life, because it is. So, and at the end of service, the people with stoles on will be up front here, ready to do quick prayers with you as you start out into the week, if there's just something you'd like to get off your chest, so, or your heart, probably. That's my dad from the Navy talking. So now it is time for silence, song, and prayer.
To remind you of your magnificence, to help you to wake to all to remind me of my magnificence, to help me to wake to all the wonder that I am. You long to show me all the joy I'm worthy of. You're here to remind me how much I'm truly loved. God's here to remind us of our magnificence, to help us to wake to all the wonder that we are. God longs to show us all the joy we're worthy of. God's here to remind us how much we're truly loved. Here to remind us how much we're truly loved.
Relax now into this sacred space, accepting the gifts that are here in this moment, knowing that you're in exactly the right place at the right time with all the best people. And we relax into that knowing and open to receive the message today, to receive all the love that is present for every one of us right here today and all around the world. That love is pouring in, and I feel us opening our hearts and accepting that love and having it strengthen and empower us as we go into the world. And so it is. Our reading today is from the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes, page 195, if you want to look at it later. We are allowed to choose. Each one of us has the ability to choose what we will do with our life and are unified with a law which automatically produces our choice. While we do not have the ability to destroy the idea of ourselves, we do have the ability to deface it, to make it appear discordant, but we cannot destroy the divine image. Humans are individuals, and we do with ourselves what we will. The scriptures say, God has made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. A lot of ways to take that, I think. Individuality cannot be automatically produced. It must be spontaneous. It would not be individuality without the ability to think as it chose. We live in a universe of love as well as a universe of law. One is the complement of the other. The universe of love pulsing with feeling, with emotion, and the universe of law, the executor of all feeling and all emotion. In this lesson on healing, then, let us remember the back of the person we see, which we see, is the divine image. There is a perfect concept of each of us, held in the mind of the universe as an already accomplished fact, but each is subject to the law of their own choice. And so it is.
This is a really lovely song, or at least I think it is. It's by Karen Drucker. It's called I Wish for You. I wish
wish you success. And knowing you are worthy of having it all, you've answered the call to serve your highest good. You have a power within, and now you'll begin to share your heart's desire. I wish for you joy, I wish for you peace, but most of all, I wish you love. 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 You have all that you need, all the support to reach the highest mountain. But if you're afraid or feel insecure, angels are watching over you. Open your heart, trust in your path, and faith will always guide you. I wish for you joy, I wish for you peace, but most of all, I wish you love. 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 You've got everything inside of you. Nothing's gonna stop you now. There's nothing you can do. So just state your intention with a laser beam of light. Then go out and shine. You shine. You shine. I wish for you love. I wish you success. And knowing you are worthy of having it all, you've answered the call to serve your highest good. Open your heart, trust in your path, and faith will always guide you. I wish for you joy, I wish for you peace, but most of all, I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. Oh, I wish you love. Joy and peace and love. Every little thing you want. Joy and peace and love. Every little thing you want. Joy and peace and love. Every good thing you want. But most of all, I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. I wish you love. Oh, so much love. Oh, I wish you love.
Thank you, Sarah. I wish you love too. That was beautiful. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the community spiritual leader here at the center. It's good to see everybody and so many new faces today, too. Welcome to all of you. Glad to have you here. Well, several years ago, several years now, I was called for jury duty. And I had never had to respond because was a sign language interpreter, so I always was working, and that was considered essential, so I got out of it for many years. And this time I needed to actually go. And so I talked to my son, who was a lawyer at that time, and I was asking him what to expect, what they do, what happens in there. And as we were talking, he finally said, "Oh, don't worry, Mom, just be yourself. They won't want you." Really? Okay, well, this month in the Science of Mind magazine, the editor's note started off with these questions that reminded me of this experience of mine. She says, "How does living boldly show up for you? Does it mean being vulnerable and honest with yourself? Taking risks, throwing caution to the wind to live the life of your dreams? Does it mean bucking the system to be who you showed up to be on this planet at this time in human history? How about forgiving yourself and offering radical compassion to anyone who has hurt you? And so as I was thinking about that and reading what she had to say, I thought about my experience as I went to report for jury duty. And as they went around the room, they finally got to me, and I don't remember the exact words that they used, but it was something along the lines of, will you uphold the law whether you believe in it or not? Will you follow the law even if your own conscience is different from what is being presented here? And I said, no. I said, I will follow my own conscience. And the lawyer just walked away from the door. So I'm sure he might have heard something like this. And I had all these examples going through my head. I thought about all the times that what I have believed was right had not been supported by law. I thought about interracial marriage and how it didn't become legal until the 60s. I thought about where black people were required to sit on buses. I thought about gay unions and then marriage. I thought about drinking fountains and bathrooms in New Thought. And Joel Goldsmith, again, I'm going to paraphrase, had said somewhere in the readings that I did that the only authority that we need to answer to is our God, the God within us. And I think about Holmes, Ernest Holmes, our founder, and all the different ways that he talks about the importance of thought and thinking for ourselves. Not just listening to his words and following them because he said it, but trying things out, making sure that it works for us and that it resonates with us. So all of this was very much in line with how I was raised. My father always said, don't be a sheep and follow the crowd. He really wanted us to think for ourselves. So this month's focus is on good to great to grand. And I was contemplating that at the same time that I read what she had to say at the beginning of the editor's notes. And I was asking myself then, what do I stand for? What makes me move from good to great to grand? And why? If I'm good, why do I need to keep moving to great and then grand? So during our training in ministerial school and also in practitioner training, we are told that we are to uphold the law of the land while also helping people on their spiritual path and teaching and supporting our principles. And I have sometimes found doing both at the same time to be quite a challenge, because there are some times as we teach oneness and we teach the principles of love, and we hold the vision of a world that works for everyone, there have been times when what I see in the law hasn't always stuck with what I would perceive as how oneness looks, or how it is to move forward with a world that works for everyone. And again, I thought about my experience being called for jury duty, and I thought I was being honest and true to myself, and I was disqualified from being able to serve in that way. And so, of course, I was just stuck on this as I was preparing the talk. So I decided to look and search for all those strange, archaic laws that are still on the books. And I discovered a man named Harvey Silvergate. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. He's an attorney and a journalist, and he's written several books, and he estimated that the average person unknowingly breaks 3 laws a day. And I thought, well, that's not surprising once I started reading some of the things that are still in the books. In Oklahoma, it is illegal to take a bite out of someone else's hamburger. And in Oklahoma, no one is allowed to kiss longer than 3 minutes. In Virginia, you can't trick or treat if you're over the age of 14. In Oregon, it is illegal to eat ice cream on Sundays. And what I discovered is that in several states, they're banned from what they called sucking sodas, which is ice cream floats on the Sabbath, because doing that behavior was not seen as seemingly on the Sabbath. And here's one that I'm guilty of. In San Diego, California, if you have Christmas lights on your house past February 2nd, you can be fined $250. I keep mine up all year. And here in New Mexico, it is illegal to dance with a sombrero on. You know, it's usually on the ground and they dance around it, right? And then in Elmore City, Oklahoma, there's a law that has been on the books since 1898, which strictly forbids dancing. And in 1980, the students of Elmore High School got it overturned so that they could have a prom and dance. But the article did say that the religious leaders had major objections to this. Now, those are some of the ones that I found that were lighter, you know. But I also was thinking about the laws that are still on the books that create greater hardship for some people in our communities, usually people of color or people of less means than others. There are 38 states where you can lose your driver's license if you can't afford to pay a court fee, even a minor offense such as littering, even though it doesn't have anything to do with traffic safety. And then, as they pointed out, what happens is then you can't drive to work to earn the money, to pay the fees, and you end up in a spiral downward. In December of 2019, the state of Virginia decided to go through their books and weed out and scrap all of the laws that still supported anything racist and racism, even those that the Supreme Court had already overturned and those that weren't being upheld anyway. And so one of those was no child is required to attend an integrated school. They got that off the books. And one of the legislators was asked, so why are we going to all the trouble of going through this and removing these, especially if they're not being upheld anymore, or the Supreme Court has already said you can't do this? And the person answered, because words matter and so do actions. And so I thought about how it is that we as a society move forward. And my point here is not to encourage you all to be unlawful. That is not what I'm aiming for here. My point is that as humans and as a society, I think we need to continue to evaluate where we stand. We need to go within for guidance. We need to educate ourselves and research and discern what is right, and then consider these words of Brené Brown. She says, integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what's right over what is fun or easy. It's choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. And so as I was contemplating all this, I would like to think that I would have harbored Jews or runaway slaves when it was illegal to do so. I see those people as having contributed to positive changes in society. I see those people as not just being good, but being great and grand people in our history. So my question then was, how do I get there? How do I get from good to great to grand, and why? Why do I want to move on this trajectory? And once again, I thought about our worldview. And our worldview can really impact how we take this journey and where we start on this journey. Holmes called it this thing called life. And we're talking about the journey from good to great to grand this month. So our worldview is going to influence where we start. So do we believe that as humans we are sinners and we need to be saved? That's one place to start. Or do we believe that we are not only made in the image and likeness of God, but that we are actually God expressing in the world? That's another place to start on this journey. And Ernest Holmes, our founder, actually believed the latter. And there were a lot of places we read in the reading this morning, thank you, Judy, for reading for us, where he talked about the divine image in back of whatever is expressing out in the world, that's the image that we are made in the likeness of. In other places in the Science of Mind text, he said, always the idea of the perfected person must have been in the divine mind, and in the mind of the eternal, we humans must be perfect. Earlier in the same book, he said, individuality must be created in the image of perfection and let alone to make this discovery for itself. It emerges from the universal. And, he said, further on page 408, each of the innumerable persons, that's all of us, is an image of God. But God is not lessened by being represented innumerably and through limitless numbers of mentalities any more than the figure 5 would become exhausted by being used by innumerable mathematicians. I love the way he thinks. It inspires me to think. So, he talks about the divine image that we are made in the likeness of, the image of perfection, the image of God. And so how do we top that? How do we get any better than that? And we know from the story in Genesis, God said it was good, all of its creation. So why then move from good to great to grand, which is our topic, like I said, for this month? To be divine or perfect or God expressing, I would have thought was the be-all, end-all. But along with reminding us of our true nature, that nature of God expressing, that blueprint from which we are made, Holmes also encouraged us to look at nature. And in nature, nothing is stagnant. Nature or creation continues to evolve, continues to expand, and God expresses through all of its creation and is always evolving. So, more words from Ernest Holmes. He said this right before he talks about death and eternal life. He says, the spiral of life is upward. Evolution carries us forward, not backwards. Eternal and progressive expansion is the law. And he also says, if one would know God, one would penetrate deeply into their own nature, for here alone can we find him. If we would reveal God to our fellow humans, we must do so by living such a godlike life, that the divine essence flows through us out to others. The only way to know God is to be like God. And while this may seem discouraging in our present state of evolution, we should remember that we have but started on an eternal ladder which is ever spiraling upward. So in addition to how we already are created, there's this idea that even God itself, that energy and essence of life and love, is ever growing, ever spiraling, ever expanding. So we are created good. And the natural flow of our progression then is to move toward what we could call great or grand, and probably even beyond that. So through going deeper into our true nature, into our God self, we then are revealing that which is continually spiraling upward, that God life that is within us. So as a human expression of God on this physical plane, how does this work? How do we express that evolution of spiraling upward? And I think it's through largely our thoughts. This awareness that we teach, called religious science or new thought, needs new thoughts in order for that to continue to expand and grow. The evolution of our thinking and our awareness and our knowledge is how it is we continue to evolve in our society and in our culture. With the evolution of thought, then, comes the evolution of human society, culture, and expansion. And with that comes the evolution of human laws. That's how they start to change and evolve. So I think that's why today we are seeing education being battled against, what we're teaching, that books are being banned, because reading and learning, even the difficult things about our history, cause us to evolve in our thinking, cause us to have new thoughts, and it leads to change and an evolution in society. So new thoughts can be seen as dangerous to the status quo because they spiral upward and they don't go backwards. So for my birthday, my aunt gave me this book on tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century by Timothy Snyder. It was a heavy read, but it was also eye-opening. And it was interesting to see what he was pointing out here about what has happened in other cultures throughout history. And he's talking about our responsibility to see our democracy continue to evolve forward as opposed to devolving into tyranny like it has in other countries and other times in history. So because I thought this was an interesting perspective, I wanted to share with you one of the things he said here is since in the age of the internet, we are all publishers. I'd never thought of myself as a publisher, but you can publish anything, put anything out there on the internet. Each of us bears some private responsibility for the public's sense of truth. If we are serious about seeking the facts, we can each make a small revolution in the way the internet works. If you are verifying information for yourself, you will not send on fake news to others. If you choose to follow reporters whom you have reason to trust, you can also transmit what they have learned to others. If you retweet only the work of humans who have followed journalistic protocols, you are less likely to debase your brain interacting with bots and trolls. And this was key, I thought. He said, we do not see the minds that we hurt when we publish falsehoods. But that does not mean we do not harm. Think of driving a car. We may not see the other driver, but we know not to run into their car. We know the damage will be mutual. We protect the other person without seeing them dozens of times every day. Likewise, although we may not see the other person in front of his or her computer, we have our share of responsibility for what is on the screen. If we avoid doing violence to the minds of unseen others on the internet, others will learn to do the same. And then perhaps our internet traffic will cease to look like one great bloody accident. Well, I had never thought about potential harm that could be done by something that I put out there or that was posted, although I've seen the harm that it can do. So as we continue on this journey of revealing our goodness and moving on through greatness and grandness, it involves us as individuals doing our individual work, and it also involves us as part of a community. So we look at our personal thoughts, and we look at the collective thought. Ernest Holmes referred to that as race consciousness, what's being thought of by the human race in our sphere and in the world around us. The author of this month's theme put it this way: we are highlighting the process of both self-actualization and collective actualization. So we do our inner work, we observe our own thoughts, we expand and evolve our own thinking, we seek out facts and a deeper truth, and then we expand this work out into the world. We verify facts and we pass on only what is true. And so I thought about world peace, which I think is something all of us in here would agree we would like to have. I thought about our world vision of a world that works for all. And then I think about what it is then that we discuss with others. What do we post? What do we repost? What are we repeating? What are we passing along? And what are we focusing on? The only thing that I think we should be repeating and passing on is that which we want to see and experience in the world. Or that which is true, and we're giving solutions for how to bring that into even greater light and an even greater expression of spirit. We bring light to where truth needs to be revealed, and then we shower that love on it. I love the song about I hope for you, love. And we educate ourselves, and we open to new thoughts so that we can evolve in our thinking. Now, Ernest Holmes had a lot to say about evolution and the evolved soul. And again, I just got super excited. So I pulled all kinds of little places where he talks about evolution. He says, the aim of evolution is to produce humans who may completely manifest the inner life of the Spirit. As we more completely evolve, we shall see the Christ appear, and when he shall appear, we shall be like him. Evolution is a principle which, though invisible, finds manifestation in every form of life. Evolution is the time and the process through which spirit unfolds. Let us learn to see that everyone is an evolving Christ. And each one of those sentences came from a different place in the Science of Mind text. Then he talks about, what does an evolved soul look like? How does an evolved soul behave? An evolved soul judges no one, condemns no one, but realizes that all are on the road of experience, seeking the same good, and that each must ultimately find his way to heaven. He also said, an evolved soul is always a worshiper of God. He worships God in everything, for God is in everything. That is God in us. All that we are is God, yet God is more than all that we are. And when I read that, the word worships kind of jumped out at me, because we don't often talk about worship in these rooms. I don't hear that word often. And he says, an evolved soul is a worshiper of God. So you know me, in the dictionary, I had to look up worship. What exactly did that mean? And worship means the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration. To show regard with great respect, honor, and devotion. To show a lot of love and adoration for something or someone. It's an extreme form of love. So it's love, adoring, and worshiping essentially love. It's more of that. It's the expansion of love is what I saw. So the evolved soul worships God, worships love, worships the God in everyone and everything. And so can you imagine the greater and clearer expressions of God as we continue to worship the God in all? Can you imagine what our society and its laws would look like and evolve to should we start doing that? Should that be the norm? We are divine. We are expressing perfectly, as we are right now, the good. And the divine perfection evolves. In fact, part of the perfection is this movement of evolution, I think. That's what I came to realize. So from good to great to grand, and I'd say beyond. We never stop learning. We never stop evolving. We never stop expanding in our ability and our capacity to love. And therefore, I can honestly say we are getting better and better every day. And so it is. So practitioners, please surround us with that great energy of love that we bring to this community. I'm so grateful for all of you. And let's just take a moment to go within. And think about that heart center, that place that is that perfection that you are. The place where the divine moves in and through you, expresses as you, and see that just expanding outward as your capacity for love just expands right along with it. See that deep connection with spirit, with love, with that divine image. And allow yourself to consider how it is that our thoughts and our mind continues to expand as well, opening to new thoughts, new ways of seeing the world and the people in it, ways of seeing God expressing through each and every individual, even when sometimes we find it difficult. And just breathe into that space and imagine this world where everyone recognizes the God in each other and worships, loves that God, adores that God, uplifts and upholds the God in all of us. When I imagine this world, my heart expands and it sings with joy, and I can see hope on the horizon at times when I don't always feel hope. And so in gratitude, I look toward this month as we consider how good it is to be who we are and how great and grand that expression is continuing to evolve. I release these words knowing it is already so, that this is the way God works in this world, and in deep gratitude as we say together, and so it is.
This song is called One Step at a Time. It's kind of to expand on that. Bigger, better, greater, grander. It's pretty repetitive, so I always invite you to sing with me, but especially songs like this. Once you pick it up, join in. Oh, it's by Gary Lynn Floyd.
Thank you again, Sarah. One step at a time. That's how we see all these things evolve, right, throughout life. And again, thank you to the practitioners for supporting us. And I hope you all get that. I'm not telling you to go out there and break the law. I was a little nervous about this talk, so I just want to make that clear. Huh?
I know.
You're having ice cream on Sunday.
My thought exactly.
We're not in Oregon, so I guess it's okay here. What can I say? And this is that time when we get to consider giving back to this center that supports these beautiful moments of laughter together and contemplation and expansion in our thinking. Last month we were giving to El Caldito and they sent us a thank you. 10% of all that comes through here goes out to some place within our community. So on behalf of El Caldito Soup Kitchen, I would like to thank you for your generous donation of $460.70 received on 4/16. Your contribution makes it possible for us to continue with our mission to feed the less fortunate in our community. Since its inception in 1984, El Caldito has fed over 2.4 million meals. El Caldito is now serving a hot breakfast Monday through Friday. This is only possible because of thoughtful contributions like yours. In 2023 to 24, we plan to see an increase in the meals served during our breakfast program as we are now serving the hot meal for breakfast. As you know, the cost of food has also increased and we see no sign of decrease in prices anytime soon. We hope for your continued support in the future. And then it tells us we got the tax write-off and all that other good stuff. But great thanks and thank you to all of you. That's where our contributions, our 10% went last month. This month, we will be, as we mentioned, honoring the life of Reverend Bonnie Allen Rice, who served here many years ago. And she passed away, and we will be honoring her life on May 11th at 3 o'clock. She served as a hospice chaplain for many years at Mesilla Valley Hospice. So we will be tithing to Mesilla Valley Hospice this month in Bonnie's honor. 10% of all that comes through here then will go to support the work that they do there at Mesilla Valley Hospice.
Reverend Bonnie,
Yes.
may I say something?
Yes. Do you want to?
I think I can you hear me? Yeah. I volunteer there, and I don't say that because I want praise or anything, but I say that because I am familiar with the treatment that people who are dying get there. It is kind, it is compassionate. The people who are there receive care that mostly alleviates their discomfort, but more than that, every staff member, every volunteer treats them with kindness and compassion, and as much as possible gives them what they want and need. I fully support our donation there. Wanted you to know more about it.
So that probably won't go over the recording well. So what she was saying is that she volunteers there and how compassionate and caring the people are. I'm just summarizing really quickly that serve there. And that is where Bonnie spent her last few days as well. Not only has she served there, but that's where she did pass and was given that wonderful treatment. They treated her like a queen because not only was she deserving of that as a human being, but they knew her well and were so grateful to be able to be with her during those last days. So thank you, Karen, for that endorsement. That's where 10% of what comes through this month is going, is to support Mesilla Valley Hospice. So now let's say our blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. And we will sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
And I thought, in keeping with what we are talking about this month, and the fact that Reverend Patrick used to say this benediction, I brought it to you a few months ago, and he passed a few days before Reverend Bonnie. I thought it was time to say this benediction one more time so you can repeat after me as you see fit. It is, let's see, where am I? Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it just the way that it is.
And I accept it just the way it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And what song are we closing with today?
Let there be peace.
Let There Be Peace. If you'd like to stand, we can sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our center, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
But let's say hi to all our folks. Is there anybody online? Just a second, you all can wave, say hello. Thank you all for being here.